Welcome to the BoldSign eSignature tutorial. This video will explain the differences between BoldSign's radio buttons and checkboxes fields, and when to utilize each to prevent incorrect completion of documents by the signers during the signing process. The choice between these two fields is determined by the type of information you need from your signers. The first step is to gain clarity on the information you want to collect. Consider whether the fields can be skipped or if it is mandatory for signers to complete. Determine whether you want signers to provide one option or multiple options. If multiple options are allowed, decide if you need a minimum, maximum, exact number, or range of selections. Although it might seem unnecessary to consider all these details, it is essential when building your documents, as this approach ensures the accuracy of the information your signers provide. A radio button field allows signers to choose only one option from a list of choices, making it ideal for scenarios where only one option is needed. In contrast, a checkbox allows signers to select one or more options from a list, providing flexibility for multiple selections. Let me create a signature request and demonstrate the differences and how to use these fields in BoldSign. First, I log into my BoldSign account and click the Create New button. I then select Create New Document, which directs me to the Prepare Document for Signing page. I proceed to upload the required document from my computer by clicking the Browse button. Next, I add the signer's details in the Add Recipient section. I check the remaining section and click Next to navigate to the Configure Fields page. This is where I'll set up the form fields. I drag and drop the name and email fields into their respective fields for the signer's name and email address. For the gender field, I need to collect the signer's gender. Since I require a single option, I'll add the radio button field to this section. The radio button settings open on the right side of the screen. The radio button field is marked as required by default, ensuring it cannot be skipped by the signer. I rename the radio button values as male and female respectively. If I need to add another radio button option, I can do so by clicking Add Radio Button. However, if I drag and drop another radio button field for the female option, this selection rule will not apply, as the radio buttons fields will belong to different groups. This means that both fields are required and must be selected, leading to unwanted data. Once a radio button is selected, it cannot be unselected during the signing process. Since I want only one option from the signer, I delete the additional radio button field and assign the remaining radio button values to their respective options. Let me explain why I chose the radio button over the checkbox field. I add a checkbox field to the Mail section, and its settings open on the right side of the screen. As you can see, this field is marked as required, but it only applies to the male option. I must add another checkbox field for the female option in this checkbox group by clicking the Add Checkbox button. However, once another checkbox is added, the required field disappears, meaning this field can be skipped by the signer. Additionally, the signer can select multiple options, which could lead to inaccurate data. To improve the selection process and allow for the selection of only one checkbox, I move to the Choose Validation Type section. I select the validation type as absolute and set the number to 1, allowing the selection of exactly one option. However, this approach is not effective, as the signer can still skip a field, since it is not marked as required. If I try to add two checkbox fields for these gender options, both fields will be required, but the signer would still have to select them all, leading to potential inaccuracies. This is why the radio button plays an essential role, as it allows the selection of only one option, and once any option is selected, the group cannot be unselected. Next, I move to the Benefits section, where the signer needs to select their preferred benefits options. Here the signer may want to select more than one option, or may not be interested in the benefits at all. As mentioned earlier, both the checkbox and radio button fields support grouping multiple respective fields. Now let's see which field is suitable for this section. Starting with the radio button field, I drag and drop it into the Benefits section. The Settings section opens, allowing me to add the required number of radio buttons to this group by clicking the Add Radio Button options. I assign each radio button to each benefit. However, when I select one option and try to select another, the selection shifts to the next field selected, preventing multiple selections. This makes the radio button unsuitable for this field, so I remove it. Next, I add the checkbox field to the benefits section. I move to its settings and add the required number of checkboxes within this group. I assign each checkbox to each benefits option. As you can see, I can select multiple checkboxes for the benefits, making the checkbox field applicable in this case. Since I don't want the signer to select all options, I need to restrict the selection. BoldSign provides options for validating checkbox selections within a group. To do this, I go to the Choose Validation Type section. Here I need to set the validation type and specify the required number. In this case, I want signers to select at most 3 benefits. I select the maximum option from the validation type field and set the maximum number to 3 in the number field. This allows signers to select no more than 3 checkboxes, and an error notification will be displayed if the validation rule is not met. Note that the checkbox group field is not marked as required, allowing the signer to skip it if they are not interested in the benefits. This customization makes the checkbox field suitable for fields requiring multiple selections, with a restricted number from signers. In the acknowledgement field, I'll add the checkbox field instead of the radio button, as it is a single option field. It is quicker to add to the document compared to adding a radio button and going to its settings to delete one radio button value to suit the option. Finally, I add the signature field. Once done, I check my changes and proceed to send the document for signature by clicking the Send button. This is all about the difference between the radio buttons and checkboxes and when to use these fields in BoldSign. If you found this video useful, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more BoldSign tutorial videos.